Good morning, my beautiful people, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. If this is the very first time you see my face, my name is Salvo, and in today's video I want to share with you my personal experience about living in London for the past 9 years. Just before starting with the actual video itself, I just wanted to take some time to say thank you so much for all the support of all of the viewers that already viewed my previous videos, and also for the love shared in your comments. I have to say, I've been so intimidated to find the actual courage to speak in front of a camera, and I am so pleased that many of you have sent me so many kind messages, and I just appreciate them. So thank you so much for the support given. The actual purpose of today's video, it's just an opportunity for me to share some of my personal experience, but also for you to get to know me a little more. When I came to London was 9 years ago, and it's just insane the fact that the time is gone so quickly. I was 22 years old, moving to 23, and I feel that a lot of things have changed within the past 9 years, and I think they've changed for the best. Before moving to London, I have been traveling Europe with my friends, and I came to London multiple times. Until then, I made the decision to actually come here. Prior to come to the UK, I have also, hello Tokyo, I've also studied English beforehand, so I wanted to make sure that my experience here in the UK was a good experience. I have traveled before not knowing English, and I felt immediately cut off from many conversations, and I've lost so many opportunities to meet incredible people. Therefore, whenever I plan to come to London, I have studied it beforehand. I was like, I need to improve my English first, and then I'm gonna go. And so what I've done was to study English at a private school called Wall Street Institute, and that school really helped me so much. I am aware that if you're Italian, or if you're living in a different country, most of the time the English taught at school is not the actual English that then you will find yourself speaking with people. And I have to be honest, going to that institute really helped me a lot, breaking the fear of speaking. And I've always been very extrovert when it came down to be with my friends, but very introvert when it came down to speak in front of people that I don't know. And in fact, it took me a good 32 years to actually be able to be here today and share my story with you. The 9 years spent in London has been a roller coaster. I have to be honest, not everything has been amazing as I planned or I thought. A lot of stress, a lot of tears, a lot of happiness and joy, and a lot of goodbyes. And when I'm saying goodbyes, is that you need to be prepared that most people you'll be meeting along the way might not be staying here forever. London is a city that it's so big and many people comes and go. And one of the first things I've noticed when I first moved to the UK was that the friends that I made in my first year have gone the year after. And many times I felt that I was left alone. I felt, and I even questioned myself, why am I still here? All of my friends are back home. I totally get, and you're feeling like that, just be aware that you're not the only one. And still now, sometimes, 9 years later, even though I have a beautiful partner, I have a beautiful house, and I have a beautiful career as a yoga teacher, I sometimes feel alone still. And that I think is normal. Whenever you're planning to come to London, you need to think ahead. And when I'm saying think ahead is be prepared. London is not an easy city to live in. And if you have the luxury of preparing yourself before coming to London, this will help you have a better experience. When you're planning to move to this city, you might be feeling a little bit overwhelmed. You don't know where to live, you don't know where to find a job. So my biggest suggestion is try to avoid central London, as you might be spending a lot more than you earn just for a bedroom. And also be prepared to share maybe your bedroom on your first few months or maybe first few years. Now, not many people knows, but when I first came to London, I shared my room with my friend Nico. And sharing that room probably was the best experience at first, as it really helped me not feel alone immediately. So it was nice to come back home and have a house shared with so many people, and I actually have built so many good friendships. And I am so pleased that one of my good friends, his name is Ricky, that he will be definitely appearing in one of those videos at some point. he's still here in London, and even though we don't live together anymore, we're still so close and we're still in contact with each other. Whenever it comes down to find a job, many people feel very overwhelmed and you don't know where to go. If you're Italian, I know 90% of Italian people do tend to go to Italian restaurants, and I think this could be
your biggest mistake.
Nothing against Italian restaurants. I love, thank God you're bringing all of our goodies here, but if you're coming to London for an experience, maybe try to stay away from Italian people, at least for the beginning of your experience. And the reason I'm saying that is just, if you really want to end up speaking in English, or you really want to try to communicate and open your horizon, try to stay away from what it's known. Try to step into a more uncomfortable area where you need to really push yourself. And this is exactly what I've done. My first job here in London was working at Foot Locker as a shoe shop. You already heard about it, but that was my first job, and it was in Oxford Street. It was in the middle of the center of London, and it was packed of tourists. And that experience really gave me the opportunity to get out of my comfort zone. I've been doing customer service even when I was in Italy, but that was even my own language. Now, the struggle was real when I first started because for me, water is water, it's not water. So I remember one of the first time one of my colleagues said to me, "Oh, Salvo, I'm gonna get some water." And I was like, "What the f is that?" After working in Foot Locker, I actually moved to Ralph Lauren, and I've been a sales assistant and a senior there. And then I moved eventually to Christian Dior. My biggest dream, coming from a small town where there is no even a Primark or a Zara or an H&M, or probably they've opened that a few years ago, be able to work for such a huge, prestigious and luxurious company really was part of my biggest goal of my experience here in London. And I am so pleased to say that I actually managed to achieve those goals. But the actual reality itself was a little bit different than what I was expecting. But I'm not gonna say anything about it. While I was working at Christian Dior, I also decided to train to become a yoga teacher. But these passions as becoming a yoga teacher came way before. I used to do yoga when I was in Italy, and then when I came to London, of course, my English wasn't as good as it is today. And so my biggest struggle was to be able to actually do activities amongst people that were local. And I always felt so afraid, and it took me a long time to actually find that comfort of navigating through life on my own without the need of anybody's with me. I always used to ask friends and flatmates to come with me to the gym and do this and do that. And it really took me a long time to actually find that confidence of be able to do things on my own. Whenever I decided to do things on my own, I actually did a solo trip to Spain. I went to a beautiful retreat, and then when I came back to London, I decided, I was like, I've been practicing yoga for many years. I want to train to become a yoga teacher. I think this is my call, and I have something to share with people, and I really want to bring people happiness. And so the reasons why then I left my job at Christian Dior was because I wanted to train to become a yoga teacher. Now, don't get me wrong, I know that some of you think that I only teach yoga, but that is not the reality. Unfortunately, life is very expensive in London. So I am currently at this stage working in 2 different places. I do work in an office in central London, but at the same time, I also work 16 to 15 hours of yoga a week. And I love my job and I'm very content. I'm actually doing the best job ever, but sometimes I admit I'm very tired, and I just feel sometimes I really need to slow down, and that it's part of my self-care. So I need to make sure that I look after myself a little more. So if you are at home and you're feeling very overwhelmed, just take some time for yourself. Please, please, please make sure that you're cutting off some time just for you. Do things that make you happy. London is the city of the opportunities. So if you have a dream, please make sure that you try to pursue that dream. And there is nothing worse to say that you came to London for a reason and then you've fade that dream immediately because you get lost into a job that you don't like, or a lifestyle that you don't like, or a relationship that you're not happy with. So just make sure that you're taking some time for yourself to reflect and to realize if you are actually following your dream. And I am so grateful for whatever experience I had. Definitely being in London is a way to grow. It's a way to understand your limits and also to push those boundaries. I did not think I was so strong in navigating through life as I am today. So I'm very confident and comfortable now to know that I am very happy. I am very content. I have a huge amount of people that really loved me. I have an incredible relationship. I have this little monster that is always with me, and I'm so privileged to have many things that I know many people don't have. And for these, I'm very grateful. But at the same time, I worked really hard for what I have, and nothing has been given to me. Now, I just want to say thank you so much for you listening to my vlog, and I am planning now to do more and more vlogs. So please feel free to subscribe if you like my videos, if you like my content, and if you also like what I'm talking about. I'm sure that I will be opening up to more travels, more reviews, more friends, more stuff. And the more engagement I see, the more you motivate me to actually keep carry on. I can't be happier to actually see this little community growing. Every single time I post, I can see few extra subscribers, few extra comments, few extra likes, and this makes me really, really happy. So thank you so much for your time once again. If you like this video, please make sure that you're clicking the like button below, subscribe, and turn your notification bell. And I will see you next week for the next video. Bye!